Hi class, in this video we're going to go over chapter 10, so understand monopoly. Now, chapter 9 we study perfect competition, where you have many companies selling the same good and nobody have any control over the market price. That is called a perfect competition. Monopoly is the complete opposite. Okay, so if you look at the spectrum, monopoly will be on the other side of the market competitiveness. So let's look at monopoly. So monopoly is whenever there's only one company in the market. Now in perfect competition, there are many companies. But for monopoly, there's only one company in the market. Now because there's only one company in the market, this company will have control over the prices of the stuff they sell. Because there's no other competitor. You can charge whatever price you want. So that is called the monopoly power. It's the ability to set the price they want to charge. Now again, in perfect competition, remember everybody's called a price taker. Then you can take what the price already set. You cannot set your price. But for a monopoly company, they have the monopoly power, so we call them price maker. They make what the price they want to sell. So or they set what the price they want to sell. Now, for a monopoly company to stay as a monopoly, there must be some type of barrier to entry. So barrier to entry is any type of a barrier that will prevent other company from joining the market. That's called barrier to entry. So for a monopoly to stay as a monopoly, so for a single company to stay as a single company in the market, there must be some barrier that can stop other company from joining the market, and they're called barrier to entry. Now, here's some example of a barrier to entry. So if your company control the resource, that if you control all the resource in the world, then you are the monopoly. So here I have a picture of diamonds. So if you guys know a company called De Beers. De Beers, they control over 90% of the world diamond supply. So they're pretty much a monopoly for diamond. Now you might be buying diamond ring from different companies, but the supplier for those diamonds, they're all coming from De Beers. Now second, then you might have a problem raising capitals. So suppose that you want to start a company, but a new company requires $100 million to start. Well, there's a problem, right? We cannot get that money easily. So that's another barrier to entry. And last one might just be an economy scale, that sometimes it's more efficient for one company to service the entire market, and that's called natural monopoly. One example for that, think about the natural gas you have in your house, right? So, in the Houston area, only CenterPoint supply all the natural gas to all different households. Now, if you're a new company want to supply natural gas too, you gotta lay your own pipes to each individual house, which can be very costly, and then we don't need two pipes. So for those, economy scale will take place, and then CenterPoint, it makes sense for only one company to supply the entire market. All right, next, know the difference between licensing and the patent and copy laws. So licensing is whenever the government offers exclusive right to sell goods and service. So for example, the problem I mentioned before for CenterPoint, that was a licensing. Now for patent and copy laws, that for many of the product we have in the economy, you cannot just copy them, right? So imagine you want to set up a new amusement park, and you want to employ Mickey Mouse in your amusement park. You can't, because Disney owned the rights on Mickey Mouse. So those are patent and copyright, and then you cannot copy them. Now there are pros and cons for that. So the pro is with patent and copy laws, we encourage more innovations, that companies would likely to invent more stuff whenever they can hold on to the patent for a while. But the con is that, consumers in the long run, we might suffer because we're going to pay higher prices, and there's only limited supply for that. Okay, so all right, next, so for a monopoly company, this is the characteristics. So there's only one seller. They sell very unique good with no close substitute, has high barrier to entry, so other company cannot join the market, and they're a price maker. So they make the price they want to sell, they don't take the price. So this is different. Everything here is different than your perfect competition. Okay, all right, so for perfectly competitive, remember we said that for those companies, they're price takers, but for monopoly, they're a price maker. You make what the price already you want to sell, you don't take the price, because you're the only company in town. You have the power, the monopoly power. So if you compare the demand curve for your company in perfect competition and then your monopoly, so in perfect competition, our demand curve is flat. So on this flat demand curve, you will see that your price equals to marginal revenue. So if you remember from last chapter, this is what you should know, okay? But for monopoly, your marginal revenue curve is always below your demand curve. So for monopoly, the price is always more than marginal revenue. Okay, so this is a little difference here. Monopoly company, and only for monopoly companies, demand curve is flat. When you have a flat demand curve, price equal to margin revenue. And then if you have a downward sloping demand curve, so this will be for monopoly, for monopolies competition with downward sloping demand curve, your price will be more than the margin revenue. And that's always true because your price is always on the demand curve. So if you look at the vertical distance here, that is your price, and right here is your marginal revenue. So anywhere you look at it, any vertical distance look at it, it's always price more than margin revenue. All right. Okay, so the goal for any company is still true. The goal for any company is to maximize profit. Now, to maximize profit, looking for wherever the marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. Now, under perfect competition, we said the price equal to margin revenue. So set this to the marginal cost. You get your profit maximizing quantity. But for monopoly, our price is more than margin revenue. So we're going to look for this individually, where the margin revenue is equal to marginal cost, and then find the price later. Okay, so let's look at this table here. So we have our quantity, prices, total revenue, and change in total revenue, which is the margin revenue. So to find your total revenue, take your price times quantity, that is your total revenue. And to find the change, to find the margin revenue, which is the change in total revenue, find the difference between each level of total revenue, that is your marginal revenue. And it looks like our margin revenue is maximized at this level here. So 5,000 unit, our margin revenue is maximized. And then at this point, you see how your margin revenue curve also changed direction. So everything above this was positive and become negative once you pass that point. So the moment when the marginal revenue equal to 0, your total revenue is maximized. Okay, so whenever the margin revenue equal to 0, your total revenue is maximized. All right, so why does it change? Because there are two effects. There's a price effect. There's an output effect. Therefore, for a monopoly company, remember, they're the only company in town. So to sell more good, monopoly company have to change the prices. So let's suppose we have a market. Let me open up my OneNote. All right, so let's suppose we have a marketplace with only two consumer. Consumer A. Hey, it's not working. Hold on. All right, I can use this space. All right, so we have two consumers, consumer A and consumer B. Now, they're both in the market to buy a cell phone. Okay, so phone is the market. Consumer A willing to pay $800 for the phone. Consumer B willing to pay $1,000 for the phone. Now, if I'm the only company in town, which means I'm the monopoly company in town, if I have to sell one phone, so quantity of one, my total revenue, so quantity of one, my total revenue. Now, would I sell to A or B? I'll sell to B because B will pay me higher prices. So my total revenue is 1,000. But if I want to sell 2 units, can I still charge $1,000 for the phone? I can't, because person A wouldn't buy the phone because person A is only willing to pay $800 for the phone. So to sell one more unit, I must lower the price to $800. So if I sell 2 units, I will sell to person A for $800. Now, can I still sell person B for $1,000? No, right? Because there's only one price in the market. Now, in chapter 11, we'll learn what is a price discrimination. But for now, just know that in order to sell more good, the monopoly must lower the price. So the price will change from 1,000 to 800. So person B also pays $800. So you're going to have a $1,600 of your total revenue. So for this part over here, this 800, right here, you sell to person A, so you're getting additional $800. That is called the output effect. So you sell more good, you get more revenue. That's called the output effect. But over here, that for the person B, we're receiving $200 less. Now that is called the price effect. That for whatever transaction you had before, but now there will be lower prices. That's called a price effect. So both effects combined together, then your total revenue will be changed, not according to how much the price is. Okay, so that's why your price is always lower than marginal revenue. I'm sorry, reverse that. Price is always more than marginal revenue because the output effect over here and then the price effect over here. They combine together, you have a lower marginal revenue than your price. All right, so let's continue. All right, so if you look at the graph, so for this company to sell more good, they must lower the price. So price goes down from 70 to 60. So company will lose all this revenue here. So this is the price effect. But they do gain this additional area here when they sell more good. That's the output effect. So combined together, your marginal revenue will be different than your price. All right, so let's look at our graph over here. So when you see a graph over here, what is the first thing you do? Now, you probably remember this from your chapter 9, that the first thing you look at it when you see a graph like this is where the marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, right? So right here is our first point. So once you see the marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, go down, get your quantity. So quantity is right here. And then go back up to your demand curve. So right here on the demand curve, that is our price. And last step, so let's suppose my change color. Let's suppose right here is my average total cost. Okay, so last step, you're going to find out what is your average total cost, which is on the same quantity. So that will be right here. That is your average total cost. All right, so for profit equals to price minus average total cost times quantity. So this area here, that is the profit for the company. Okay, so again, 3 steps. First step, find out where the marginal cost equals marginal revenue. Second step, find the quantity. Third step, find the price on demand curve and the average total cost on the average total cost curve, and find the area here, and that area is our profit. All right, so so this company is making a profit whenever the price is more than average total cost. Now, for companies in a monopoly situation, profit is possible. Now, remember we said this about perfect competitions, that for company in perfect competition, because there's no barrier to entry, so for company in perfect competition, your profit is only possible in the short run. In the long run, that once a company make a profit, other companies join and compete, price goes down, profit goes away. So in the long run, company are making zero profit in perfect competition. But in monopoly, that this profit is possible in the long run. Okay. All right, now in this situation here, now let's look at what we're looking for first. So first, where the marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. So right here, go down, get your quantity, go back up to demand curve, get the price is 50, and then go back up to your average total cost curve, get your average total cost 65. So for this market here, this company is losing money. Okay, so because your price is less than average total cost. All right, so here are some problems with monopoly. So first, monopoly companies will produce inefficient level output and charge an inefficient price. Second, there will be less choices for consumer. And lastly, there's something called a rent-seeking behavior. So for this inefficiency, now in a perfect competition, your marginal cost equal to marginal revenue equals to price. But for a monopoly company, they're not equal anymore. This part is different. So for a monopoly company, they're going to charge a very high price, something more than how much the marginal cost is. So when this happens, that means there will be some consumers who are willing to pay for the marginal cost, so to pay for the cost of production, but because price is too high, they cannot buy the good anymore. So let's suppose we have let's say a person here, we need to pay $5 for whatever this is. Let's say chicken fried rice. Person B, this company here, B, want to sell for $4. Now, normally we should allow this to happen, right? We should allow it to happen because the consumer will need to pay more than what the marginal cost is. But because this is a monopoly company, we're going to set the price way high to $6. So this transaction cannot happen anymore. This transaction is lost. Now, remember from this from previous chapter, whatever the loss is, that is our deadweight loss. So with a monopoly, you will have deadweight loss in the market. Okay, so that's why monopoly is inefficient, because they're producing at an inefficient output and then charging inefficient prices. Okay, so all right. So the second problem for monopoly is that there are few choices. So when companies are controlling the market, they will tend to reduce the number of choices consumers have. So force consumer to purchase whatever they want you to purchase. So there are few choices for consumers. One example is think about all the cable companies. So for cable companies, we don't have many choices. Only 1 or 2 cable companies in town. So when you guys go buy cable companies or go buy the service, you cannot pick and choose which channel you want. You buy the bundle, right? So more often, we're going to buy a whole bunch of channels. We're never going to watch them. So that is a market power by the monopoly, which limited choice our consumer has. Now imagine if this market for cable companies is a perfectly competitive. There are many companies here, and then eventually somebody will offer you these choices that you can pick your channels. But because of the monopoly, we don't have choices, so consumer choices goes down. Okay, and then next, rent sinking. So rent sinking is anytime you have companies who try to bribe politicians or government to act in their favor. So especially for a monopoly company, they will try to stay as a monopoly. But to stay as a monopoly, they might need to bribe some officials or politicians, like a campaign contributions, right? So donate to their campaign, says, hey, I'm Amazon, I want to stay as a monopoly. Here's $1 million for a campaign. Why don't you vote in my favor? Or why don't you have a policy in my favor? So that's called rent sinking. That is very, very unfair and also very, very inefficient. All right, so there are some solutions for this problem. So first, we can try to break out the monopolies. So to break out the monopolies, this is something called an antitrust law. So antitrust law is what our government used to break up the companies. So when a company becomes too big, getting closer to a monopoly, we use an antitrust law to break them up. So last time we used it was in 1970s. It was on AT&T. So if you guys go home, look at the old yellow pages you have in your house. It's probably called a Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, right? So the reason why they call Southwestern Bell, so a long time ago, there was no Southwestern Bell. And then in 1972, our government says AT&T was getting too powerful. AT&T was becoming a monopoly. So our government decided to disband AT&T to 2 different companies. So AT&T was still there, but they only offer long distance service. And then Southwestern Bell, a new company, who will only offer local services. So that's why that's what the goal for the antitrust law is. So we break up any company who become too big and then diminish the level of competitiveness in the market. Okay. So second, we can reduce trade barrier. So allow companies to go around trade barrier and then to join the market. So make sure the monopoly have to compete against other companies. And lastly, we can also try to regulate the market. So government can set a price for any monopoly companies. So we can say, hey, Centerpoint, we allow you to be a monopoly, but you have to charge the price we want to charge, which is price equal to marginal cost. Now, if this happens, you have no deadweight loss. Okay, so that's the last solution we have. So, all right, we talk about. Let's go over this. All right, so when you try to lower the price where the price equal to marginal cost, so for a monopoly company, they will set at this output level, right? So go up, that's your price, so price for monopoly, and then this is the cost for monopoly, and then monopoly have a little profit over here. But if you try to have a regulated monopoly and you say, hey, for this company, we're going to force you to produce more, we're going to force you to produce where the price is equal to marginal cost, then this company will force you to produce way more than before. Now, at a higher production level, this is more efficient in the company. There's no deadweight loss, but however, for this company, they will have the cost is right here, the price is right here, and they have an area that's a loss in the economy. So with too much regulations, not only would you take away the monopoly profit, you might also cause a monopoly to lose money in the business. So more than often, what the government should do, that instead of setting the price equal to marginal cost, our government should set where the price is equals to average total cost. So it should be right here. So at this point, there's no loss or no profit for the company. So this is like a fair to everybody who's involved. Okay. All right. Okay, we don't have to talk about it. All right, so guys, that's it for this chapter. Any question, let me know. Okay, good luck. I will see you in chapter 11. Bye-bye.